All right, Bimang, today is Thursday. It is January 11th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. In studio guest today, really an interview I haven't done. So I am joined by a woman named Wisconsin Tiff. Tiff, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this. So I've had basically like the run of this show is I've had like people from all walks of life on. I've had a garbage man on, a mailman. I had a guy called the Porn King because he like ranked like 150 of his top porn stars. I've had Findoms on, but I've never really delved into like the whole OnlyFans genre and stuff. So I'm excited to kind of hear how things work in your story. So I guess for starters, the way this all happened was kind of random. I think we talked to your PR guy like 24 hours ago and it all just came to fruition very fast. So I got a message on Twitter, I think Sunday, he's like, hey, I got like a list of PR people. Like, if you want to see the list, I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll check it out. I'm thinking like maybe like Chicago sports people or something. And I see the list and it's pretty much all girls who do porn and whatnot. I'm like, oh, I was like, I've never done that. I need an interview this Thursday. This could be interesting. So I'm going out like anyone in Chicago is like, I see someone with the name Wisconsin. You know, I feel like this could be it. So then that's how we kind of led this whole conversation. So I guess upon doing some research, let's get into your life in 2019. What's that like before all this starts? You know, are you just kind of like what's a typical day in the life for you in 2019 before you start doing porn?
Stay-at-home mom.
Okay. So just you're in somewhere in Wisconsin and you're taking care, and how many kids do you have?
I won't confirm, but
Okay.
I'll just say that I am a mom.
So you are a mom. And so you're just a stay-at-home mom. You're just kind of just taking care of the kid and just how would you like describe your life then?
Cleaning, always cleaning, cleaning all the time and never really having time for myself. And I'm always just taking care of everybody else. And it eventually did wear on me because I was doing it for many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing it for many years. So, and you're how old if you don't mind me asking?
35.
Okay. So you pretty much, so obviously that was like 4 years ago. So you're like in your early 30s and you've pretty much been at that point was a stay-at-home mom?
Yes.
Now, was it like you had desire to do something greater? You were bored, like you said. What was it that kind of like propelled you to get into this?
I always have felt that I would be doing something more with my life. I just I was never given that opportunity. And I always had these dreams, but I was always told that I wouldn't be able to do those. So I just became very insecure and I didn't believe in myself. And one day in 2020 of fall, I ran into this branding coach on Instagram stories. And I was like, I think I want to do that. So I reached out to her and she taught me this whole course on how to market for brand deals. And I got really into it and I was so inspired by it. And I ended up on a podcast because she said that I was the poster child of what she's been trying to preach for teaching people trying to begin in it, because I only had 300 followers and I was getting brand deals with all sorts of brands. They were just sending me gifts and I would do promo videos of them. And
not sexual, obviously,
no,
right? This is just like straight up.
And I was just doing it so I could get my face out there because I wasn't getting paid, but I knew eventually I would. But like anybody who starts anything out, they're not going to be something big. They have to start from the bottom. Well, that dream of me doing that was no longer going to happen. And I was really hurt. And I felt that I'm like, no, I'm done feeling like I can't do anything. I feel like I've been ignored. I feel like I want to do something more than what I'm doing. And I have this passion and I'm good at it. And I know I'm good at it. Long story short, I got on TikTok and I hated TikTok. I thought TikTok was so dumb. Yeah. I'm like, I like my dreams are crushed. I'm not going to do this influencer stuff. So I'm just going to get on TikTok and I wasn't going to become a TikToker. I just figured, I made a few videos. Yeah. And they didn't go anywhere. But then I started making like a little seductive videos, I did not feel sexy at all. until I started making TikToks. And that's when I realized, like, I actually am kind of cute. So
wait, going back to initially in 2019, you're like, I always had these dreams. I thought I could do this, but people always said, no, you can't do it. What were those? Do you remember?
I won't confirm.
Okay, so there was nothing in particular.
It's people close to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to like get anybody. I don't want anybody coming at me and hating at me.
Got you. But I guess what was the dream that you wanted to do? Can you say that? Like, what did you think you were destined for?
Something online.
Got you. Okay, so you thought like you were going to do something that gained you notoriety and followers, and where people knew who you were.
I was always told, growing up, my father told me, you're going to be a star one day. You're going to be on TV. And I didn't believe him. I'm like, no, I'm not. And he always told me I reminded him of Alicia Silverstone, because I'm like, he would call me a value girl. And I told classmates that I'm going to be a model one day because my dad tells me I'm going to be a model. And they all just laughed at me. And I was convinced that I was going to be a model or someone on TV, but I never had those resources. I would just say it because I was told I was going to be it. But I never had the resources to provide me with those until 2020 of fall.
2020 of fall. So, and then can you go into it all, why the brand stuff kind of fell apart? Like what kind of happened with that?
My ex-husband didn't want me to do it.
Oh, really? Okay. So you have a kid, you're married, and he didn't like the attention you were getting?
Yeah.
So then in turn, you go to TikTok. Was he cool to TikTok?
No.
No?
It got worse.
It got worse.
It was like, this wasn't good. And I wasn't doing anything. I was just doing brand deals. I got a free hoverboard from a hoverboard company. They're really big. I don't remember the name of them, but I still have that hoverboard. I got the thing in the mail and I was just so excited to use that. I was making videos for them. But yeah, I started TikTok and then it got worse and worse and worse. And it's like, I could have just been fine doing brand deals.
So you're like in this life that has been your life for, a long time, and what you kind of thought, how you kind of thought it was going to end up. And then you start getting a little bit more attention. Do you think like him not wanting you to do it, like was more like made you like dig your heels in more? Like you're like, oh, fuck you. Like, this is what I want. Like now I'm seeing like it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so go back. Sorry. So you're back. So you're making more seductive TikToks. You're growing. It's getting bigger. And then this is what, 2020 around what time?
That was December of 2020. They weren't really seductive. Honestly, the TikToks that I considered seductive were not seductive. It was, I just laugh now at them. I'm like, it would be like somebody who's not used to ever showing cleavage. And that's like, oh my God, I'm wearing a bikini.
Gotcha.
Like that.
So it was big to you, but obviously in the scope of like what's on the internet, it was
not a big
very
deal.
Tame.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So, and then something happened in 2020 of December, and that's when later in December, and that's when I had enough. And that's when I started doing more of the TikToks. And I was telling myself, like, I'm going to find something that I need to get out. I need to leave. And there's more to it than what I say, but I can't say them for legal purposes. So,
and that's of your relationship, you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And obviously, like you're, what I would assume you're, like you said, legal purposes. That's why you're being vague about children and your ex and everything. Okay. So that could continue. Sorry. So 2020 December.
So I started making those TikToks. Then it was 2021 of January. I asked my sister, I go, have you ever heard of OnlyFans? And she said, isn't that for celebrities? I go, I don't know. I think it's for everybody. I was like Googling stuff and it came up. And somebody said you're going to be, next thing you know, you're going to be doing OnlyFans. And I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean? And I just was like, she kind of brushed it off. And then she went and did her research for me. She texts me the next day or calls me and tells me, she's like, I did all the research. You need to do this.
Really? So your sister was all in.
She wanted to get me out. She helped me.
Okay.
She didn't want me to be with him.
Okay.
So she was like, this is your opportunity. This is the only way you're going to be able to leave.
Wow.
Because I had no money.
Oh, so it was a money play. I thought this was more
I couldn't leave.
Like a confidence play type deal.
I needed money. It was fine until like I needed to leave, but I didn't have any money. So that's when I prepared for an entire month before OnlyFans. I started a Twitter in February. I was growing my TikTok account as well, so that they kept asking me like, OnlyFans. I'm like, I don't have that. I don't do that. And then I knew I was, but I was kind of embarrassed about it.
Okay.
And once I told them, I had subscribers just rolling in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a long calculated play.
Yeah.
So what were you doing? Like your Twitter and your TikTok content was kind of just like going with like trends, like making like dance videos and shit like that, or like funny videos, or what? Like, how did you get these people sucked in initially?
Talking about older men. Oh, I started talking about older men in like a month in, like once I started doing OnlyFans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So before that, I was just being goofy. Honestly, I didn't even market OnlyFans for an entire year.
Okay.
On that TikTok, but I still got subscribers because I would do weird videos, being goofy, just being myself, and sometimes being seductive, but mostly just being weird and doing movie skits like Adam Sandler skits, just having fun. The fun I never got to have. I felt like myself. Gotcha.
See, that's like in my head, like that's brilliant, because I thought about it. I was like, how do there's how many? Do you know how many like women or performers are on OnlyFans?
So many.
Like, how do you stand out? Like, is there like an algorithm where like it pushes you up, or how do like I was like, how do you really stand out? So you're saying you kind of curated an audience from being yourself, and then naturally it was like, hey, if you like that, like you want to see me naked doing all this other stuff, like here's this content over here on this site. So that's very smart the way you went about it. I would say, right?
I never even posted nudes for the entire year I was on OnlyFans.
So 2021, so on Twitter and TikTok, you spent a full year of just like no nudes, like just being yourself, making like funny Adam Sandler videos. And then at some point, like it flips in 2022. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So hold on. Let me go back for a second. This is interesting, Lance.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the only option at the point, though, was OnlyFans? What else would you have done if you didn't do this? Like your sister didn't have this idea?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I wouldn't have made enough to afford rent. Because
Gotcha.
I wouldn't, who's going to, it's mostly because I wouldn't have the availability to work on these certain days because the kids.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I was only limited amount of like so many days I could do that.
Yeah. So then it was, you really needed like, you didn't see as like a route of being like a customer service type
I couldn't
position.
work full time. There would be no way.
Uh-huh.
And the cost, it just wouldn't work. And I mean, I'm sure now that I look back, I'm like, I could have made it work, but I was put in a place where I believed that I wouldn't be able to survive on my own. I wouldn't make it in the streets.
So you were like, you felt that was your best option at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said 2021, you're not showing like anything. And then 2020, when did things start? When did you first go naked?
In February of 2022.
Okay. So really, you've been doing like 2 years. This is like a 2-year thing so far.
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Okay. So, but going naked and doing all this is like a couple of years then, right? Because you had the OnlyFans a year before, but you said you weren't doing anything like that yet.
In 2021 of March is when I started OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
2020 is the fall of 2020 is when I started the brand deals, and then December is when I started a TikTok account, just playing around with it, and then that's when TikTok started blowing up in January of 2021, and that's when I was doing live streams on there.
Okay.
And I did not post nudes on my OnlyFans. Now I would do live streams nude. I would do live streams nude. They would tip me to do
so there
stuff.
was some stuff going on.
Yes, but I wouldn't post it because I was so worried about I don't know. I just wasn't ready for that.
Worried about people finding out, or like, who knows at this point? Your sister and who else?
I just felt that the only way I could make more money is by selling the nudes on top of it. But the advantage is they only had to pay $7.99 and they get to chat with me all the time they want, and they get to do they get to see me on live streams and stuff. But that was all I knew. I'm self-taught, so I didn't know really how to do OnlyFans until 2022.
Gotcha. So, but what were you worried about though? You were worried about
money.
So money was the worry. So
yeah, and I was making good money, but I was in this mindset like I need to figure out how I can make the most amount of money.
Nude was the fastest direct path to more money.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you do that. Obviously, money's flowing in for just just going topless and whatnot. So then, how does the next spot go, where you get into, like, how did the bar keep getting raised? Like, how did that happen?
So the reason why I posted my first nude on OnlyFans in 2022, after a year of doing that, was because I started taking TikTok in an alternative route. I only had one TikTok account. Well, I was told you need to make multiple because you need to reach more people. I'm like, and they're like, you'll get more people in. So I'm like, okay. So I was looking for my big break as well. I was like, I got to find something that's going to make me. I'm walking in a furniture store. I know this sounds kind of random, but I'm walking in a furniture store looking for a coffee table. And I come across this bed frame. And I'm like, and there's a bed knob. It's wood. And I'm like, that's going to make me a lot of money.
Oh, I see what you're saying. God, so, wow. So even the furniture store trips are turning into like, what can I shove up this thing, huh? Holy moly.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think about furniture that way. That's an interesting way to think about furniture, I'll tell you that. But that's a lot of women in your profession. That's what you think about. That's smart.
Yeah.
Smart. So you're saying like, it was almost like, I don't know, that's like in a weird way, like a calling, I feel. If a furniture store was the first point where you're like, I'm going to shove this up my vagina. Like that. So that, all right. So did you buy that bed frame?
I did.
Okay.
And they only put it out there it was out there for only an hour. I'm like, I need that bed frame.
Wow.
So I was like, I got to figure how I'm going to market this thing. So I did my first TikTok with it, and that thing went viral. And I made an account just for my bed frame. And it eventually got banned, but then I made other accounts and more accounts. I remember the most viewed video I had on one of those TikToks, I think was like 30 million views.
Holy shit.
And that was like the second video I posted on that TikTok account. So anyways, all these fans are rolling in. And by the way, you can't even post that type of stuff on OnlyFans. You have to have a different site, and that's on my Fansly. But I had another site before that, but they're not around anymore. So I switched to Fansly, and now it's on there. But I had all these people rolling in wanting to see that video. And also I was like, okay, this is why I have to start posting my nudes, because I have all these guys coming in and they're expecting to see me nude anyways. And then I figured, well, I'm getting all of these people, so I'm gonna just take the risk and just post nude. And it was the best decision ever. Okay.
So this bed frame was just like a prop? Like you're like, this is, come to the Super Bowl, buy your ticket here, and you're going to see this, it's kind of like a wow. Like, and you teased that for a while until you did it?
No, I did the video and then I made the marketing.
Oh, you went reverse. I was going to say, like, that's
sure
next level to like kind of, and how many accounts of TikTok were you making?
I think I had like 15 at the time.
15 TikTok accounts?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't even know that. Wow, this is super interesting. This is so much more than I even thought would go into it. All right, so the first thing is just, so you're proposing nude, so everyone who hops on, they're like, all right, she's really doing it. She's going to town on the bed frame corner, and that's a start. And then how does it how does it evolve from there?
So
like, were you off to the races? Were you like, you just had to open the cap, and then once the milk's open, it's open?
I started taking the online marketing more serious, being more like making it known that this could be a girl that does porn or OnlyFans or whatever. So I actually started doing other things on TikTok. And then that's when they started rolling in, actually taking it more serious versus just goofing off and being goofy. And then they don't know if I do OnlyFans, and then they search, but me just putting myself out there more.
Gotcha. And then how many people in your life know at this point that you're sticking the bed frame up the slot? How many people know?
A lot.
Really? Okay, so like more than your sister.
I tell my sister everything.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. I mean,
but like in your life.
In my life?
Yeah. Like personal people, like you know.
I don't have a lot of people. I don't talk to family.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of.
They barely know.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
You said they probably know, but you don't know.
Yeah.
And then okay, so it's not like this. Your life changed. Like, are you going to the gas station, and then the clerk's like, "Hey, love the bed frame in the slot." You know what I mean? Is that how it happened, or no?
What do you mean?
Like, did word spread? Because the way I view it is because, like, I mean, Chicago's the third biggest city, but it is still kind of like a small town feel. And I could only imagine that it's exasperated in Wisconsin, you know? So like, when did like the word really travel where you were kind of seeing people in everyday life in Wisconsin, and they're like, oh, hey, she does porn. Like, I watch her videos.
I've got noticed a few times. Once at the mall, the guy stopped me and I was so nervous. And it was a little awkward. I was like, yeah, I'm shopping. He's like, I love you so much. I can't believe I'm actually seeing you. I love your work. I love your Twitter. I love your Instagram. And I'm like, well, thank you so much.
And this is after the bed frame.
This was last year.
This is last year.
I'm not really known as, that's not like my whole thing.
What, the bed frame?
Yeah, but that's what I don't market it as much because I think I have enough of that out there, and it's pinned on my Twitter. I have it censored, but I found my little like breakthrough.
Okay, so this is all right. So let's keep going down the river. Let's keep going. So you're doing that, and then when's the first time where you get like another guy or girl involved?
It was like over a year into it, and I did my first girl video.
Okay.
And that was with Savannah Love.
Okay.
And it went really well. She taught me some things that I didn't know about how to run your OnlyFans and some things here and there. So she helped me with that. And then I taught her a few things with my type of marketing. And then I didn't do another video like that. My stuff was mostly solo until August that year.
To August 2021?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, oh, no. 2022.
2022?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. August 2022. So it was like almost 2 years in.
Okay.
So I kind of just did things really slow.
Gotcha. So you've really only been going like hardcore for like a year and a couple months, like 16 months. So how much is that for OnlyFans, where it's like someone shows you the ropes and it's like knowing how to maneuver I don't want to say the system because that feels like a wrong word, but maneuver everything to like maximize everything you make, you know? Because is that there's like a science behind it, right? And like what's the most interesting thing you learned? Like, what is something that OnlyFans girls are doing, and it's because it's like an advantage to you guys?
There's so many steps to it. It's really hard to explain it in one thing, but the algorithm changes all the time, so you really got to stay on top of it. And right now, TikTok is not really the same that it used to be. It's all TikTok shops, so their algorithm is so different. And I really don't do much on TikTok besides TikTok lives, but it's the Insta Reels that are going. But it's a certain way of doing it. However, I paid somebody to teach me recently, and that's what I'm doing right now. And she's known by Midwest Emma, and she is very smart. She doesn't show her face, and she's made millions. She makes millions a year.
Just like giving tutorials or doing her own TikTok?
Her OnlyFans.
Oh, her OnlyFans. Sorry.
Yeah, but she's so good at marketing.
Really?
She's so good. She actually is the person that inspired me for the bedpost because she fucked her what is it? Her excavator knob.
Oh.
She's a farm girl.
Oh shit, excavator.
Yeah.
I gotta Google one of these.
Midwest Emma.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
I'll maybe Google that one another day off company Wi-Fi. Excavator knob. Is this like a fuck? Do you know what this is, Lance?
All you have to.
I'm assuming it's like the knob that you would use to kind of like move up and down the excavator, right?
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like it looks like any other knob, but I guess you throw excavator in there. Really a point of emphasis, huh?
Yeah. And I finally reached out to her and asked her because she has a marketing course that you can take that she teaches and her assistant as well. And they'll go over it depending on how long you want to do it. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it because she's really smart at what she does. And I need to learn as much as I can from people that are successful.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying at the end of the day, though, the biggest advantage, if you want to make it on OnlyFans, is you have to have a second route to get people directed to the page.
Yes.
See, obviously, that's so basic, but it makes the most sense. But to me, I've always heard like when someone's like, "Oh, did you hear so-and-so is an OnlyFans?" Like, yeah, if you subscribe to the monthly rate, because so it's like you get like a monthly fee. And then it's like, yeah, but she doesn't show anything. Then you got to pay extra to do that. That's where I was like, oh, is that like kind of not the scam, but is that kind of the trick where it's like you get them in for that and then they pay extra for everything else? Like you said, people tip to talk to you. Like that's where like the extra, it's kind of like a video game where you buy it for $50.99 and then you pay extra for, you know, the golden gun and shit like that. So is that like the biggest trick, like to get people buy the extras?
So I chat for free. It doesn't cost anything to chat with me.
Oh, okay.
So once they subscribe, they see all my nudes. I post clips here and there. I send stuff free for rebillers. And if they want extra stuff, it's usually like BG tapes, certain ones. And sometimes I'll do things where I give them away for free, where if you do this, I'll send one for free. But I post a lot of the clips and part of the videos, but a majority of them you can purchase.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to August 2022 where, you know, not just a bedpost is going up the slot anymore. And then you did your first girl before that. And then what happens in August 2022?
I did a orgy, all girl orgy collab.
Oh wow, okay. So you're like, you know, you're exploding up the ladder.
Yeah.
You got Donkey Kong's barrels behind you. Like you're not even waiting to, you know. Okay, so so how many girls we talking?
I think there was 9 of us.
Okay, and there's just 9 like going to town. Where was this at?
It was in Kansas.
Okay, and like how do you like someone just invited you? How do you get
Gemma Boop? She's known as Miss Hourglass.
Okay, so she has these events and she just found your page and she's like, hey, I'd like to host you to the next 9 girl orgy.
She doesn't she just saw that I was friends with Savannah.
Okay.
And they've worked together once, and I think Savannah asked me. I can't remember who it was, but Gemma wanted to put a orgy together. It's not like she does these all the time that I know of, but you know, she wanted to get an all-girl collab. Like a lot of girls, they'll do like an all-girl collab. So she wanted to put one together.
Gotcha. So you doing something with Savannah has kind of brought you into this circle now where you're invited to do something like this. And where's it like? Okay, so it's in Kansas. Like you just rent an Airbnb and you guys just move the couch to the wall and then you just start hitting it or what? Yeah,
we rent a house and then we had certain time frames where we would do this and this and this and we would get breaks. Honestly, that collab was a lot of work.
Really? How
I was exhausted because I felt like we were constantly doing stuff. Like we had to do so many videos and I was not used to that. I was like, holy shit, I need to up my game. Like I feel like I was at a work day because when I'm doing stuff by myself, you know, I easily get distracted like, oh, I'm gonna go do this quick or do that. But I felt like I was constantly doing something. So I did learn something from that collab that I need to put more, I could be putting more in, but that was so exhausting. And yeah.
Okay. So it was just a lot of how many, because are you like, how official was that? Was there like a cut? Like, let's stop, let's take it from here? Oh, there was all that stuff too?
We would change position and stuff. And
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
To make it look good.
So how long was it, like beginning to end?
I honestly cannot remember the exact length of those videos. I know, I want to say like 20 minutes each, but there's a lot more that goes into it because you're filming a lot and then you're having to edit stuff out that doesn't make any sense, or maybe the camera's facing the wall and there's nobody in it. So it was like all day thing. I think per day we filmed 2 videos, 2 sex tapes, and then the rest was marketing. The marketing part was a lot, and then we took a break. So yeah, 2 videos.
So marketing is like you're like you and another girl talk like, hey, buy this, or like how does that work?
Doing reels.
Oh, okay.
You're treating your reels as like a commercial.
Okay. So you grab another girl and you would do stuff with clothes on.
Yeah.
That you could like,
We never really say like, hey, subscribe to our OnlyFans. It's more, you're kind of acting like an influencer. You're doing skits and stuff.
So this is shit that I don't even think I see like Brazzers and like the big companies doing.
Well, they don't need to because everybody knows them.
Yeah, that's true.
You're pretty much your own. You're cutting out the middleman and you're doing your own commercials.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, advertising is advertising. Like you're still getting your name out there and whatnot. Like, I don't know.
It's a lot of work. It takes time. It is.
I bet. Yeah. I bet. And then, all right, so you do that, and then what's next?
I decided to do my first BG tape in the fall.
Okay. And BG means
boy girl.
Okay.
And I fucked in a state park. That was crazy. And we almost got caught by this older couple. And it was hilarious because I was like, what the fuck did we just do? I'm like, he's like, you got to get up. I'm like, I can't get up. They're going to see me. I'm staying right here. And he was like, we got to go. And I'm like, no. And like, they finally walked away, but it was so funny. It would have been so bad. But I'm glad that we did not get caught because that would have been so bad.
They didn't like work for anything, right? Like
no,
they were just
hikers.
Oh, yeah?
We were hiking in a place that no one ever hikes. And it was random. And then they were like looking like this and like this. And I don't think they knew if they could see us, but they saw like something. And they were just, and I was like, I think there's people over there.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Like, what? I was like, oh my God. Making jokes. They're probably like wondering, like, oh, remember when we used to do that?
Yeah. Well, they might be trying to, if it's off the beaten path, maybe they're trying to do the same thing.
I'm sure we ran into one couple.
Yeah, who were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
See, there you go. So you like, I'm very interested in your brain because you know the bedpost and then the first boy girl in the park. Why in the park? Like you just wanted it to be extravagant, the first boy girl? Why not just, next to the famous bedpost?
I wanted to do something outdoor because I'm big into outdoors. Even though I don't really market that, I really love hiking and I love being outdoors. And I think it's just because I'm a Wisconsin girl. So,
got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so then that goes to boy girl, and then like all bets are off. Like you what comes next? Because like you said, what you're known for, which interesting, is you do older guys.
Now I do. I didn't before.
Oh, you didn't before.
Nothing. Well, that's a crazy story. I had sex with a 50-year-old in Aruba. It wasn't on camera or anything.
It was just a random guy.
I met him at a bar, and now he's like my little he's like my friends with benefits anytime I go to Aruba.
Oh, okay. How often do you go to Aruba?
I haven't gone this year, but we still talk here and there, but he's a really good guy. He's amazing. He's the first guy that ever made me come by eating me out.
Oh, good.
And I was like, can I pack you up and bring you back home?
Hey, shout out to the Aruba guy.
I was like, God, I love older men. And I was marketing older men too on TikTok. And that was my majority of my subscribers are older.
Gotcha. So an older guy, 50-year-old, is when, you know, he just munches like a champ, and then that's why you're like, I'm into older guys now.
No, I was before.
Oh, you were, okay. So
I would market them on TikTok because that's all I knew. Like, it was like easy for me, and all the older men are so nice to me, and they think I'm cute. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna market towards them, and because they like me. I mean, they like my stuff, so I'm just gonna keep it. That was when I eventually had to start. One day I was like, I have to start banging an older man because they were asking. But that was like further along.
Okay. So this is like when?
2023.
Okay, so this is last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so like last year.
March.
Okay. And then what's the first like real into the fray with the older guys?
March of.
But like what kind of video is it?
Gangbang.
Whoa. So you don't like. You're not even like, hey, I'm giving you guys an old guy one-on-one, and then I'll do the game. You jumped. Wow. Straight into the deep end.
Yeah.
No floaties, nothing. Like, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
How many guys we talking?
We called it a mini gangbang because it was 5 guys.
That's many?
I wanted a lot of guys, and I thought that a gangbang was like 10, 20 guys. So I was expecting to have more guys there, but there was only 5. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to call it a mini gangbang. But it did bring in people because they're like, a mini gangbang? I never heard of that. Or it sounds just crazy. So they're like, they
we know all about titling, so weirdly I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even though I've never titled a video mini gangbang. We could do that. We could save that one.
We could make it.
We could make that one, right, Lance? We could if they don't kick us off YouTube.
It's in the chamber.
Okay, it's in the chamber. Wow. So your first one was a mini gangbang.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was really fun. It was through Tadpole Studios. He's one of he's the guy that puts the gangbangs together, and then I film with him as well, just him and I, and he's a producer too. So he's known in Chicago for putting gangbangs together. He's the best. He's so professional. He's so good. He makes sure like everybody knows the rules. And I met him through Rebel Rider and Rex Radiation and their husband and wife, and she's a big porn star. And they found me on TikTok because of the bed knob. And he was like, I gotta know this girl, Rex Radiation. And he's the one that introduced me to Tadpole in December of 2022. And then I met him in person at Avian.
Damn, so it all leads back to your TikTok. You just keep getting these connections, keep getting these new people to collaborate with. Wow, I didn't know the talk was funneling the girls to each other like that. That's interesting. All right, so how old are we talking?
The oldest is 80.
The oldest was 80. Wow. How'd you find him?
Through Tadpole.
Okay.
He asked if I'd fuck him, and I said, yeah.
Okay. And you're all like, you like that?
The older, the better.
Really?
And it gets more attention.
So who's the oldest one you've ever banged?
The 80-year-old.
Oh, the 80-year-old.
And he we're friends now.
Really?
Yeah, he's great. He's so good. He'll do skits with me for IG Reels.
Really?
He is so funny. So last night we went out to dinner too. So
no shit.
Yeah, he took me out to dinner.
Wow. And you're like you're fully like torqued, like ready to go. Like, do you bang the 80-year-old off camera?
I think I have.
Yeah.
There was time where we weren't filming, and it was after.
Gotcha. Okay, so then obviously that answers the question. Like, you are into it.
Yeah.
Like, this is something you like. Wow. So what's like you're trying to just top 80, right? Or is that the next goal?
I mean, if there's a 90-year-old, I don't want to cause him to get a heart attack.
Yeah. But like, are you walking into a nursing home? Or are you like turned on?
I've only been, no, I don't go in nursing homes.
You've never been though. You should walk in and see how you feel.
I don't know if they would let me in.
Maybe not. I think that's like old guys are always just like walking around with their boners and stuff.
I would go to a pub. So my friend, the 80-year-old, he has a bunch of older men he knows from his job that he used to work, and I can't say what it is, but it's a lot of older men, and they're all following me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And how, like, is he like gatekeeping you, or is he going to allow them to like get in on some of the action?
Oh, I'm sure he would. I mean, he brought his friend. He's like, I want my friend to meet you. So we went out to eat, and that was a few weeks ago, and he was a much older man.
And did anything happen with you and the friend?
No. It was just he just wanted to meet me.
Just
casual, yeah.
Casual day. Wow. Okay. So now, like you said, this has become your thing. Like you're now, and it wasn't intended. Like, because it is always smart. Like everyone's like, oh, how do I start a podcast? It's like, well, you got to be different. You got to do something different. It wasn't like you just doing something different. It wasn't like I'm going to hit this niche and people are going to, like, I'm going to get notoriety from this. It's you genuinely just like old guys, which is fine. I'm just curious. I
am attracted to certain older men, but like silver foxes or I really love older men because they're so nice to me.
Huh, okay.
And they know how to treat me right.
Yeah.
It's, okay. I mean, younger guys are great, and I have filmed with guys my age or younger than me, and they're great. But I feel like they have a lot to learn, and I guess because I've only been with one person my entire life, like dating. Like before? Yeah, my ex-husband was my one and only.
Whoa.
So I guess I've never dated. I haven't dated since I left. I've been single. I'm too scared to date.
Really? Why is that?
I'm worried that they're going to try to control me, and I really am comfortable like doing my own thing. Yeah. And I'm worried that they're gonna need more of my attention than what I can give them. Even though I want to give them attention, I'm scared. I don't know how to do it. I'm sure if I were to eventually hang out with somebody and it will be just flows natural. Yeah. But I've never dated.
Holy shit. So you've been with one person, your ex, one kid, who knows how many kids you have, whatever. Like, and then the last 2 years, you're like, what a change. Holy shit. That's crazy. Like, do you ever step back and realize that? Or is it just kind of like, this is my life now? Or
sometimes I can't believe where I'm at, but I still feel like a regular person, and I still feel like I should be doing more. And that's why I'm taking this marketing course this week, because I want to learn more.
What do you mean by you should be doing more? Like you should be continuing on your path to getting bigger and bigger? Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Wow. That's fascinating. I mean, because you hear like all the time, like, oh, high school teacher caught with OnlyFans, she's fired, like whatever. But one partner, totally like just a housewife going to like full hardcore porn is probably a lot less, right? Probably a lot less. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. And like no regrets, no double thinking. Like you love it.
In the beginning, I was going back and forth about things. I was kind of disgusted in myself, and then I would hide. I was a hermit the first year.
When was this? What were you doing?
2021.
Okay.
I was drinking really bad by myself.
Okay.
Kids go to their dads, and then I would have my certain amount of days I could work.
Yeah.
And I would drink at night to kind of numb the pain of leaving him. Huh. And I would get really drunk just so I could do my stuff.
Okay. So obviously not good when it initially started. Yeah. And how did you get to the point where you were more comfortable with it?
It was when I started, it was that bed knob. I stopped drinking, and like that, I hardly drank. I might have a drink here and there, but I don't drink anywhere. I was drinking 2 bottles of wine at night by myself. And it came up in 2022 when that bed knob, I finally felt like I had something to look forward to, like, oh, I can actually market something. And then it started clicking on how to market my OnlyFans correctly, even though I still have a lot more work to do with marketing. I feel like because the algorithm has changed and things are changing, so you're learning constantly.
So you weren't drinking initially because of shame, you were just drinking because you weren't as big as you wanted to be?
No, I was drinking because I've been through a lot in my life, and it was my way of coping with leaving
Gotcha.
with doing.
Okay, so it
like,
didn't necessarily have to do with you entering into adult content.
Yeah, it just had to do with me leaving.
Okay, so you've never really second guessed adult content then.
I did that year. I was like, I really miss my wholesome, like, but I would go back and I'm like, it's not going to be like that.
Gotcha. And then
there's always going to be yelling and stuff, and it's not going to be peaceful.
Okay. And then in a weird way going forward, putting the doorknob or the bed knob up the slot, like that's where things kind of like saw the light, and you were like, I'm cool with this now.
Yeah, I mean, I still go through where I look back at my old life, but I have to remind myself that I'm in a much healthier mindset than I am now than I was back then, because
Gotcha.
I could be crying every night by myself and wishing I could be doing something more, and crying because I'm being belittled and I'm being called names and all these other things. Meanwhile now I'm like, I'm confident and I'm happy, and the only parts that I miss are just the parts where it's like kind of feels like a family. But I've never really had a family my entire life, so I've never known what that's felt like, because my mom was murdered when I was 4.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and that was a huge story that just went out on Newsweek. It wasn't like the whole thing was about that, but
Yeah, I did read that.
yeah. So, and my father he was abusive. So I never was shown what real family is like. And I don't mean to hate on anybody in my family, because I just like, it's not normal, and I'm happier where I'm at now.
So this is the happiest you've been.
I wish I could have. Sometimes I'm like, no, but I like my independence.
Yeah.
I like this. My peace matters more than that.
Yeah. Well, good for you. If this is what makes you happy,
Yeah.
it's great.
I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I love what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say like I have regrets or anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, if I get bored, that's when I start thinking thoughts. I'm like, I gotta take Basie. I need to stop. I need to stop looking at videos of couples hugging and kissing, and I'm like, that's just for marketing.
Yeah. So if you get bored, if you start, that's when you're bored. Now, do you ever think like, oh, what if I do have regrets someday? Like, do you ever think down the line about that?
I don't think I will have regrets, because I am in more control of my life, and if I really wanted to have certain things, I can get what I want.
Okay. And now, sorry to keep bringing him up, but did the ex ever say anything to you about doing all this?
He don't like it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
He hates it.
Well, clearly, if he didn't like you posting a TikTok or a brand, like marketing a hoverboard, I would assume he wouldn't like a mini gangbang. That's
we don't talk about it.
no.
Like, but I know he don't like it.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so now you're just you're fully fledged, like you're OnlyFans, you're doing mini gangbangs, large gangbangs, I'm sure, right?
100 guy gangbang.
You did 100 guy? No,
I was the fluffer.
That's not even possible.
I was the fluffer. Rebel Rider was the main character.
And she did 100 guys.
100 guys. They all banged her on the table. Like, she's laying there.
Like they counted 1 to 100.
She got 100 cream pies, I think.
Holy fuck, Lance.
It takes a long time to count to 100. Finding 100 people to do anything is difficult.
How long did that take?
Oh my God, hours. But it was a lot of fun. I went there for the free exposure. I was asked, do you want to be a fluffer? I was like, yeah. 100 guy, this is brilliant.
And is the fluffer like what I think it is?
You just keep the dicks hard.
Right, yeah.
So you're
Prep
just
them.
like...
Keeping them hard.
They're just coming into you like a lottery ball machine. One steps up and you're just in the mouth. Shoot it over to her.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I got some behind the scene footage.
Wisconsin Tiff. Holy moly. Wow. What? Wow. 29. That's not that many years. What a difference. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, that's wild. Wow. And then to keep going on to more content you do. You said when you sat down before, we're like, oh, what are you in town for? What are you doing? You're like, oh, actually, I just fucked a fan. So is that something, like, how does that work?
With regular people?
Well, yeah. Like, I
don't tell them. They ask what I do for work, and I just make something. I'm like, I'm a CPA, or I went over, okay, so I have this friend that I've been friends with since we've known each other for, I want to say 15 years, and we worked together many years ago when I had a little part-time job. And I finally reconnected with her last year, and she's really cool. Like, she's amazing. And I'm so sorry. I got distracted.
You're okay.
I'm going on about something, and I'm like,
You're okay.
I'm going way far ahead. We were at a Christmas party. She invited me to her family's Christmas party, and one of her aunts, the older aunt, asked, and she's like, I don't know, she doesn't understand anything. So she asked me, so what do you do for work? I mean, I'm like, see, I'm a CPA. She's like, oh, you work with numbers. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was it.
Numbers, if it's going to be a mini fiver or a large tenner or 100.
Yes.
Mega.
So people, if they ask me, I really just don't tell them, because I feel like I feel like it's just a general question. People want to know what you do. So I just say I work from home, or I work on the internet, or I work online, or whatever.
No, but what about, like, you said you're in town now because you banged one of your followers?
Oh, yes. I did bang a fan. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does that work? Like, you throw everybody's name in a hat, and then how do you do that?
He was in one of the gangbangs, and he actually lost his virginity to the gangbang. I asked him if he wanted to make a content trade, do a content trade with me, because he seemed like he was very respectful, and he said yeah. So we set that up, and we did that yesterday, and it went very well, and he followed directions very well. He learned some things with not everything just is one. You have to do like different steps, like, okay, we got to go in this position next.
Because you're filming, you're not really.
And there was one part where I was so tired. Like, I was like, we got to take a break for a moment. I got to get a drink of water. And I'm like, getting my drink of water, and we waited a few minutes, and I was like, all right, let's roll.
Okay. And now you just hop back into it.
Yeah.
So obviously Wisconsin. Have you done like a cheese porn?
I've been asked. I thought about filling a bathtub full of cheese.
I think you got to do that. If you hail us, Wisconsin tiff, like, you need to fill a bathtub with cheese,
cheese curds.
Yeah, toss a couple curds up there, do whatever you can do. I don't know if that's safe. I don't know. Look into that first.
I don't know. But I could try it. I've been asked. I had a fan ask me if I can do a video fucking a spotted cow or something, the beer bottle, but we can't use that on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
and also it's alcohol, so apparently you can't like promote alcohol on porn sites because
really?
It's considered like you might be under the influence and you're doing stuff without consent, and it has to do with legal stuff. But so yeah, I do have fans ask me to do stuff with beer bottles, but I can't. So maybe I could do that on my Snap Premium.
Oh, all right.
I got one of those too.
Little spotted cow neck up there.
Yep.
Wow. God, there's some people in Sheboygan that would love it.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, not Fond du Lac, you name it. Eagle River, Monaco. The people would love Wisconsin Dells, Baraboo.
They would.
The people would love that.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. I'm listen. I love Wisconsin, the state. I like to go up there in the summer. So obviously, I hate the fucking Packers, but Wisconsin people could never say I didn't do anything for you. We're getting spotted cow up the slot. We're getting spotted cow up the slot. So great. We made things happen today, Tiff.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ultimate success? Like, what is for you? Like, what is? Like, do you want to be like a feature girl on one of these main sites, one of these main videos, or are you cool doing the independent OnlyFans grind?
I've done mainstream.
Oh, you have? Oh, no
Yes.
shit. Well, a tadpole or something else?
Him, and also I was in Perv City.
Okay.
And Private Society.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of the other one, but I go with tadpole all the time. But
so I guess maybe not that, to be like, because they have like girls who are assigned to them, right?
So I don't work with an agency, and that's how you can get more frequent bookings. But because I'm independent and I don't want to do it all the time,
Gotcha.
they actually reach out to me because they like my content.
Gotcha.
They like what I have.
But so the ultimate goal is not to be like a Brazzers girl.
No.
Okay.
I like doing my independent stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, if I was in a Brazzers, that'd be great because I have friends who do Brazzers.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. And then I did see on that Newsweek thing, is still your highest grossing month, $80K a month?
It fluctuates, but that was my highest.
That was your highest?
Yeah, it's not like every month is 80, but I do want to make more than that.
Okay. So 80 is the top. What happened to 80? What did you do that month that like made it skyrocket?
When I did the gangbangs.
The first, okay.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Makes sense. Naturally, things are going to skyrocket after that. What's do like an average?
It fluctuates. So anywhere low 30.
Damn. So you're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great. Good for you.
Thank you.
Wow. All right then. I think that's all the questions I had on my list. Is there anything we didn't get into that we should get into, Tiff? I feel like we had a good chat.
I'm going to AVN in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
I'll be at the booth.
Are you nominated for anything?
I was pre-nominated, but I don't think I'll get nominated for anything.
Okay.
But I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah, just okay.
And then I'm going to be trying to think of what else I have. I'm going to be at Exotica in Chicago in April. And it's actually my birthday on that day.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah.
HBD.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a booth at AVN so people could say what's up.
I'll be at the Fansley booth.
Oh, the fans. Okay, good. And then where can people find your stuff? What's your tag and everything?
Wisconsin Tiff.
That's it.
XXX.com.
Okay, there you go. WisconsinTiffXXX.com. And then how did, if one of my listeners, you might get some younger guys from this, right? You might, how does like a guy like, Yoni Pistolis enter the Fuck a Fan contest? How do you enter? Will you put that out there or you reach out to those guys separately if you want to fuck them?
I don't do Fuck a Fan contests. I just fuck fans for content.
Gotcha. Okay.
I love that quote I use. Some guys like, that rhymes.
Yeah, but how'd you pick that fan is what I'm asking.
He was at the gangbang.
Oh,
all they have to do is go to one of the gangbangs that Tadpole posts about and when I need them. The only hardest thing is that the guys, they have to do testing, a full panel test. Because I test every 2 weeks.
Do you ever get worried about that stuff?
No, because everybody I work with, they test.
That's good.
Because the test, they take your blood and then they use swabs in your throat and in your butt and then they take a pee and it's like a lot of like,
wow,
it's good.
They're swabbing
and it's
ass
not
nowadays?
just, yeah, you get better results that way.
Oh, no
So
way.
It's not like you just go to your doctor and get a test because people can fake tests and stuff. So usually I require a talent test or one of the testing that most people go to. But a lot of times guys don't want to test and I can't risk that. Either they don't want to find out they have something or they just don't like going to the doctor.
Yeah, obviously. Wow.
Yeah.
All right then. Wisconsin Tiff, it's been interesting. I got to link you with the Porn King. I don't know if he does on camera stuff, but I got this guy.
I have a freaky side behind camera.
Okay.
I went in a gangbang or orgy here. I just showed up and I watched them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Because obviously the testing part, that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's the king. I love him. He's a great guy. And
Okay.
he's into porn. So if you possible connection.
Okay.
All right then, Tiff. Thank you so much for coming in here today. Appreciate it. This was insightful conversation, Lance.
I learned a lot. Yeah,
I did. This was
Yeah.
good. You enjoy yourself?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, everybody. That's it for today. We'll be back on Monday, so we'll see you then. And take care until then. See ya.